every night.
Smell a rat.
And good Sunday morning. I love that little clip from the I don't know what the movie that is. Something about Matt Damon. It's about mafia in Boston, something like that. But anyway, I love that quit. It's like a rat. So you're saying, why am I playing that clip today? It's usually associated with a certain person, but no, it covers a lot of people. And I'm referring to this clip video of swatting, all this swatting that's going on, and and we have a couple shows. First off, hey, welcome to the show previews for the Chateau de Marseille studio this week, the week before Thanksgiving. So Tuesday night, we have Whitty reviews at 8 p.m. and the Mouthwash show at 9 p.m. And, Whitty he's got the ADHD of podcasts. He will be all over the place talking about things, but I imagine the swatting will come up. And if those of you don't know what swatting is when somebody calls your house and says you have a domestic going in there with arms and there's all sorts of chaos going on. And then the law enforcement shows up, guns ablazing at your front door. But there really wasn't anything there. Somebody had called it in. So that's what swatting is. And Steve and I have both been, we call it telephone call swatted, where we had the Capitol Police call us. Now he was the subject. I was the mistaken subject. So I was called first and then he was called. But we'll tell that story. It's obviously no guns were blazing and it was just a phone call and it got worked out pretty quickly. The parties that were calling this in were just misguided. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to say what they did. They made up some stuff and didn't work out too good. A senator apologized to me. And so that was okay. It all worked out. But then we fast forward today and we have at least 5 senators' houses have been targeted. Actually, one has a bomb threat. And when I play the clip of I smell a rat, something's fishy about this whole thing. There's some questions that you need to ask yourself. First question is who's doing this? So as a media reporter now, I get people that will tell me some information. I'm not at liberty to tell who this is, but I can say this is someone who knows what is up about this swatting. And they said that these calls, the state police have determined that these calls are coming from Norway. Now, I think they're maybe routed through Norway. I don't know anything more than that, but they're coming from Norway. So basically, I think what's happening is somebody's, it's routing here and there. And, a lot of these people know how to work this system a lot better than an old boomer like me. But I guess that's what's going on. And so they cannot be traced. But another question you need to ask yourself is, okay, when a law enforcement agency gets a call, and they know that the call comes in and it's from, say, a senator's office and a complaint about that. And we've already had 2 or 3 of these swatting incidents. You'd think after 3 or 4 or 5 of them that they would start wondering if we need to send the National Guard out there to stop this domestic, whatever they've called it in as. So to me, it's like, okay, a little research here and you could figure it out. Maybe make a phone call first. I mean, sometimes you make a phone call, the guy could, on the other end could be lying, saying, hey, everything's okay when he's like got the person in the basement. I get that. But this swatting thing is really got a lot of people's attention. And there's just questions that you need to ask. Who is doing this and why? And, one of the senators, Andy Zay, he is for redistricting. So that makes no sense that he's getting a bomb threat at his business if he's for redistricting. And then these other folks are abstaining from, are really not, I don't know if against it's not, they're just not going to vote for it. They're not going to have it happen. So I guess people resort to forcing these people to do whatever. And all it's doing is giving them basically political cover of, look, I'm a victim here. I can do, I'm just one to speak my mind and all that. And I know there's great arguments on both sides, but I think at this time, just forget about it. Just wait until 2031 and redraw the maps the way you're supposed to redraw them. This thing's gotten out of hand. But anyway, all that being said, is I have Kirk Freeman coming on. You're like, well, who's Kirk Freeman? Who's that guy? Well, he's actually a lawyer up in Lafayette. And I was scrolling through the X and I saw he posted something about, hey, I've been swatted before. And I'm like, hey, you'd be a great guest on here. Would you come on? He goes, yeah, called his office, made some arrangements. I haven't got the finalization, but I think we're about 90% sure that he's going to come on Tuesday, and we're going to talk about the swatting stuff. We'll talk about, I'll fill you more in on Steve and I's problem that we had, and obviously his story. And what I like about this is I don't know much about the story other than what I just told you. So it'll be all fresh to us, and I'm sure the panel will have good questions, and we're going to talk about that. And I may try to get one of these senators that's been swatted to come on. I mean, I'm just part-time media. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't do this all day, every day. In fact, I lay block 3/4 of the day yesterday and then went to a Friendsgiving party. It was fun. But anyway, that's what we have. And I know Steve's gonna be talking about his normal stuff. He just keeps digging up more and more and more. The more we see out of him, the more we see how corrupt. I don't know if corrupt's the right word. I just think good old boys, I can't use his terminology because it's pretty raw sometimes, but he's pretty right. I mean, I hate to say that. He's pretty right about a lot of the stuff that goes on that's gone on for years, and they just sort of rubber stamp it and let it roll down the road. So anyway, we're going to have that on our show, and Steve will have his show, and that it's going to be interesting. If hopefully you caught our show last Tuesday about prison reform, and actually it was prison ministry and different things, but I thought it was very educational. And I know a show that we do is educational when we generally have over hundreds of comments during the show if it's a subject that people already know a lot about and they have their opinions already drawn and they're good to go. But when it's educational, our comments aren't as much, because I know that people are listening and they're learning. They're not really there to voice an opinion other than to learn. And I think we'll have some learning on this one here. But I think a lot of people on the swatting, hey, who wants it? We don't have time. We don't have time to send our law enforcement out on these false flags, on these sky is falling, boy that cried wolf thing. So hopefully this will all simmer down. And I do think they're still going to call a special session, though. They're going to call it in. And I would say that, in my opinion, yeah, it's time to make them vote on the record. But this is getting out of hand, people. I think it's just a few folks that are causing this big problem, and everybody's getting their fur up. So that's that. And so as far as for me today, I'm going to go to church this morning, and then I'm heading up to Lafayette. Oh, Lafayette seems to be a theme. My big brother in the fraternity is getting a proclamation today. And I am actually going to be the pastor. As some of you know or don't know, I'm a licensed minister with the Disciples of Christ and United Church of Christ. And on occasion, I get called to do weddings, funerals, and etc. So I get to go do that. I get to put my suit on. I always put my suit on because I want to show that respect. Not my jacket. I don't. I want to have my suit on. I'm going to go up and do that. And then we're doing Meet Me Under the Bridge. I'm actually helping with that today. And then, hey, over to the Mars Hill Art Center here in lovely Mars Hill, downtown Mars Hill, as I say. We are going to put our Thanksgiving meals together. We have 80 meals to put together today. Starts at 4:30. We have some volunteers, but if you want to come out, hey, the more the merrier, quicker we get done. So come on out at 4:30. We're going to be putting some meals together. And then, wow, for a Sunday, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I got to rest up for work tomorrow. That's it. So, but that's what we have this week. Whitty reviews at 8. Mouthwash at 9. Hey, let's do it. And then, hey, we're going to be Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I do have Jesse Brown, the Democrat socialist on the city county council here in Indianapolis, kicked out of his own caucus. I like that part about him. He's not afraid to say his mind, even if it causes him to get kicked out of his caucus. I think it's going to be a great conversation. But Jesse Brown is on the next Tuesday after that, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff on that. I think it'll be interesting. We have differing views on how socialism is implemented and all that. So tune in and watch and share and all that stuff. We're on the Facebook. We're on the YouTube. This one's coming to you from YouTube on Steve's page, but we have a Mouthwash page as well. We don't do a lot of business on the YouTube. Most of ours is on Facebook, but Steve has his on YouTube. So that's where his comments are. So if you want to be in the comment section for Mouthwash, you can still be in the comment section on YouTube. It's just a little lonelier over there, and it comes through to the show. But most of our comments are on Facebook. So if you want to get in there and hash it out with some of our people, remember, Mouthwash is a minty fresh take on politics, and we respect everyone's opinion, even if we think it's dumpster. So that's that. And I don't think Steve's like that. I think Steve will tell you what he thinks, that your opinion may be dumpster, and he will let you know about it. So anyway, tune in this Tuesday for our shows, and you can go back and watch the other ones. I would definitely say go back and watch, our show from the prison last week. It was very good. So anyway, we'll see you then, and have a great Sunday. And hey, let's get ready to go out and catch our turkeys so we can pluck them and have them for Thanksgiving. No, nobody does that anymore. I'll see you later.